from Team Spirit. Like moving into these towers, there's not all the points. We kind of saw this with that the draft earlier today with it was on the conspiracy as well, where they didn't have the Death Ward ready, they didn't have the swap ready, and although they don't have all the same push that Na'Vi had that game on the side of Team Spirit this time, the same objectives are still out there in terms of tier 1s and tier 2s they might be able to push into before this whole Wombo combo actually comes online. And
has already won the early vision game. Just throwing it down right now. You have an Observer Ward which is going to watch for Golblack's movement. It's currently seeing both the position of Iceberg as well as Golblack. And he got down this other Observer Ward, which instantly allowed him to know where Team Spirit planted their Observer Ward. They'll see all the movement of Team Spirit. They'll understand when the Chen comes out of the jungle as well, because their warding is that deep. They'll understand when he does smoke up, or should at least have some level of indication of what's going on.
They have heavily committed here for the top lane vision, though, so it's understandable when you have a tri lane and you're trying to protect this lone druid up against the Chen. So
I'm not even sure it's for the lone druid. This just does feel like information for the mid. Keep the Lina safe. Because the vision, like where the wards are currently positioned, just reveals like, okay, this is not going to work. That bear is way too late to get there. It just reveals the movement out of the jungle of Team Spirit, or what's happening inside the jungle.
Yeah, no, it's true. Because Baby Knight, obviously being on the Lina, she's no puck or anything like that. You don't have those survivable, any sort of mechanisms towards actually keeping yourself alive. So giving him all this vision in the mid lane, and just relying on the fact that you're not going to be seeing the Chen that much. There's not really much to pair up with within Abaddon anyway, so moving down to the bottom might not actually have that big impact that you're generally looking for when the Chen rolls on into, like we saw last game, where they were coming up like a Slark pounce and etc. So hopefully it's going to provide Baby Knight a good enough time, but I wonder how much they're going to be trading away in terms of this top lane. Like, I don't know what Kefka's going to be able to do out here. We'll see. Worst comes to worst, he just Iron Talon, so, you know, then he is going to be that one key element that's going to be farming a lot for their draft.
A little bit of extra luck as the Shadow Blast into Always Wanna Fly. Kefka, because they saw that early Observer Ward, he's able to just, like, because he unblocked that camp.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, with the pullovers, he's got a lot better chance of throttling that wave and still getting a lot of experience. Better keep the support hero out and just go from there. Bottom lane, Afterlife, he's going to shield himself up, trying to run himself out. The damage isn't going to be enough to kill him. Yep, yeah, it's not enough damage to kill him. I was fairly confident with my call on that. He has to salve up. But this Abaddon is kind of out of consumables. Like, there's no mana left for him. He's only got that one tango charge. Life is very difficult for him, while Jalopy is just getting a lot of CS on that bottom lane. Gyrocopter. It's basically uncontested farm. Yes, Ramses is definitely keeping up with him, but it's the fact you have a half-level Abaddon lane.
Yeah, and that's going to change heavily once Kefka moves into like level 3, 4, and especially 5, right? Like, then he can actually help contest Ramses, whereas Afterlife, he's on this going into the Iron Talon for the Abaddon. His life is much more difficult. We've seen a couple of these Iron Talon Abaddons lately. It's very similar to the Night Stalker idea, where you just try and get level 4 really quickly if you're totally zoned out of your lane. But right now, he's in an extremely rough spot. He's almost going to die to neutrals, but he can't because he doesn't have enough. Like, he can't lose that unreliable gold.
That pressure on mid. Baby Knight going to get picked up. He's got no mana to work with. He's got a salve and Fairy Fire, but he only burns the Fairy Fire and he ends up going down anyway.
What is this?
Always Want to Fly and pick himself up a regeneration room, which gave him his Fate Bolt as well as telekinesis again. A really good movement from Team Spirit, and they'll get the first blood and advantage in the mid. A lot of that was also prepared by Iceberg's harassment.
It's surprising how often Rubik is often cited as one of the supports that doesn't offer too much early, but early on he actually had a pretty big play up against the Lone Druid. He is considered one of the few supports that can actually do something against the bear in terms of like how much repositioning you can offer for the lift and the throwback, and again they're coming into that mid lane on Baby Knight. They will have the Bush Doctor Soul in here though.
First movement, it's Always On a Fly being revealed, but the casket doesn't bounce, which means Baby Knight's dead. Golblack Chen Army is going to be in a perfect position, Always On a Fly, almost dying there as well.
Only the penitent
really had the space, the support was there.
That was great positioning from Golblack.
Being back far enough. I think it was a little bit early as well from Sol, and the paralyzing cask throw you burn one hero smoke, you really are assuming anyway around the 3 to 4 minute mark that it should be the Chen gank as well, because he hasn't ganked yet.
Yeah, it's true. Especially, I mean, they were smoked up, and maybe he was suspecting it was just gonna be the Rubik again that Goblak's up and farming, but they should probably know it's probably coming. And without that vision though, like just because he wasn't revealed in time, I can understand the immediate Cask trying to save Baby Knight as he comes out of the Astral, but again, it is just superior play from Goblak. He loves this hero, and next target will probably be the Lone Druid. They can try before he hits 5, but he should have it soon.
Now, it becomes a little bit stronger if he can crack level 6 as well. Save that point in case the gank does come. Rotation TPs, we should probably keep our eyes very closely on Solon as well as over on Biva. Both are carrying TPs. So even if they do dive, I'm a little concerned the Team Spirit will just get, like, out.
Well, they're getting a couple levels up here on the Winter Wyvern too, which is very helpful. Like, even if it's just the 1/1/1 build, coming in with Arctic Burn plus Splinter Blast plus Cold Embrace is a great combo for rotating support. It offers a lot more than many other heroes are able to offer this early on. And a nice ward too. And they want to keep an eye on what he's going to be able to get for the Lone Druid here. Looks like Solon saw him leave though.
They got their own Observer wards down. There's still that one which, well, Always on a Fly is going to walk directly into. Still hoping for an entangle or some kind of pullback. You do still have that Savage Roar up. As, there you go, finally the entangle. And well, Godstrike committed as well. Always on a Fly, almost dead. The Orb of Venom will not tick him out, so he'll end up surviving through this as Ramses goes for the stun. Kefka. Still not having that entangle arriving from the bear, but the paralyzing cast comes from the blast. Always gonna fly. He's just out of range of it. He'll give the extra help with that Fade Bolt, and with a cleave damage, Kefka almost died there too. But there's just too much support arriving from LC. They're able to get the kill over on this vent. Baby Knight may not be so lucky. Oh, actually, there is the 1 point up in Curse of Avanus. Baby Knight's getting body blocked up a little bit more, allowing Iceberg to walk in. With that missile strike array, Baby Knight's now got no space to work with. So a very quick rebuttal kill coming out from Team Spirit.
Okay, we're good. We're gonna have ourselves some action all over the map here, but Kefka, he played that pretty well up top, and I don't know if it was kind of interesting. He kind of went for the safe play there on Ramses when he threw the stun out on the bear instead of the Lone Druid, because he didn't want to get entangled and then not be able to make his way, but it felt like had they actually gotten the setup there, they might be able to kill him in time, only because he was still relatively squishy here.
They're gonna kill him now.
Again, it looks like if they all get rooted.
Throw him back.
Roar.
Okay, that took a little bit longer to go for the stun. Oh, Ramsey was actually going to do that straight away.
He got Savage Roared.
That's what it was.
What a hero.
Bad about that ability sometimes.
Yeah, I recently played the game as Lone Druid and I completely forgot to even get added, and I think I did it like twice the entire game. It was pretty bad. It just seems like such a random. It just came out of nowhere and it's so powerful. But Ramses, no fear this time.
In way too deep. Paralyzing caster too far away with the war cry. They got the movement speed.
Oh,
that's a big
call down rotation.
Well, because yeah, you brought in a gyrocopter for this. First rocket's going to connect, but now Rubik picking up the gyrocopter, throwing away the hand of God, giving Ramses a little bit more life, but it's still not enough to survive. So a big heal being blown there by Goblak. They are still unable to save that Sven. Now 0 for 2 on your safe laner.
And Goblak's up here. They'll have the stun. Cat's gonna be bouncing around doing his thing here. But with Jelly still nearby, I don't know if they really want to engage into this. Just always want to fly and Goblak up here.
No. Obviously, he's able to bottle up the rune. Great TP back to base though. Not wasting any time.
With the current, like the farm they actually do have over on the Team Spirit, they definitely are leading here. Almost looks like about 1,700 in terms of the overall net worth, and with Afterlife starting to come back online, considering the awful positioning he had, it's pretty impressive that he's up there that high. He's actually above Baby Knight in terms of the overall net worth, thanks to all the pressure they've actually applied on top of him. And he's got the phase boots up, and if he starts moving into this Vlad's, the Vlad's up on top of the Chen, up on top of the Sven. I don't even know if he might even have to go for a Helm the Dominator early if he wants to get something a little bit more aggressive and start fighting into these towers with the backup. He's going to have Hand of God, Mech, as well as Vlad's.
It's a nice sweet spot. Yeah, you're right. It's where Team Spirit are just able. They could just mass group up, and I'm wondering if LC have got the defense capable. Ah, no, they do. They definitely do.
Assuming Solon will have his level 6 as well as it's a lot of it's on Biva too. Again, trying to get himself into that winner's curse could be the big play as well. Just setting up the call down, allowing you to start stacking up some of these roots and get ready to go.
Kind of looking more to Baby Knight, because he's way too far behind. He's 0 for 3 with 35 CS. He's 2.3k, 2.4k net worth compared to the 4k net worth of Icebergers from the same lane. Iceberg hasn't even got kills. He's got 3 assists, sure, but there's no kills to his name. So when I wonder, like how long does it take for Lina to get into the Arcane Boots, to get potentially Ether Lens, to get the Yule Scepter, build into the Aghanim Scepter? All of these things cost a large portion of money. And you don't even have like the big level, so you went the 4 points up in the Dragon Slave with just the 1 point up in front. You don't have that power of Fiery Soul, or the presence, I should say, of Fiery Soul in the lane.
Where's my pigeon?
Yeah, it feels like it's going to be reliant on a big Laguna Blade into the first big team fight if we actually get one onto somebody for most of the gold for Baby Knight.
Blast won't fly up to Afterlife. Looks like an attempted movement, but Afterlife just felt it coming. He doesn't see it coming. There's no observer watch for the dire side down here. Realized something was up.
Well, Ramses is going to go into the Helm Dominator, which actually just makes more sense anyway. Just keep your stacks going, like, while you're applying all this pressure. Oh, you've even got the early stacks. Golfback, what a player. Look at this. Sends his own creep. He's been stacking this up. Don't even need the Helm Dominator. What a great guy. So friendly. We'll see if...
Experienced. He knows all about it.
He's done this before, has he? This Chen thing?
Yeah, maybe. Possibly signature hero.
Well, Kefka, he, along with, as you mentioned, the fact that they need to catch up with Baby Knight, the question is, what are you going to get on this lone Druid? Like, moving into the most common thing is Midas into Radiance, but he's already 11 minutes in, not quite able to get up the Midas. It looks like he'll still go back for it. Oh, actually, it is up. Okay, yeah, so he did purchase it and bring it on over, so should be A-okay.
Radiance is kind of like the build for him in this game.
Yeah.
There's little that's going to be dealing with the split push. He's going to have the problem, though, that his bear can get easily sniped. Maybe that would be something which will push him away from the Radiance, because his Ven's just... Like, if he gets a Blink Dagger and the bear's doing a split push, the Ven just blinks in, stuns him, and then takes out the bear. Then you can basically say goodbye to your split push at that point. So you may consider something a little bit more aggressive. I don't know if you actually want to go like the Basher or Mjolnir build. Sorry, Maelstrom build on the Spirit Bear.
Yeah, it actually wouldn't be that bad, especially up against the Chen too, but I guess it's just the fact that Radiance just seems so dominant right now, and the amount of farming potential it gives you in like a safety area where you don't even have to be there. Perhaps that's the thing that just can't be underestimated here. And our first big stack, can they contest this here is the question. Doesn't look like it. Oh, what a great time to have an Invis rune though. And you can now leech this experience. This is huge for Baby Knight.
Well, only if they take it. Like, you can't leech off the Ancients. They'll need to actually get in there and take the kills.
No, you can leech them now. It got changed.
Really? When did that patch come through?
This patch. It did change that. So, like, if he actually was there, he could leech the EXP now. It is shared, just like a normal neutral camp. But set reward and the dewarding, so they won't be able to get it.
My patterns.
It's one of those ones they throw in like the side and you're just like, oh really? Especially because it kind of comes out of left field, but maybe it's just because of all that attention that we were seeing on like TA and the fact that like her ancient stacks pretty much brought her back in, Sven's ancient stacks brought him back in. Maybe an understandable balance change.
Well, I could get pincered in a moment. That observer was flying in the mech recipe, so God bless get the whole thing done. Lost that T1 tower on top. Baby Knight actually getting... Wait, no, he's not going to get soloed. Actually, yes, he will. Oh, he's going to fly. That was beautiful. First he stole the slave, threw off all of his abilities, then he stole the Light Strike Array, and was able to solo kill off a Lina as a Rubik. Ah! That, bro.
Rubik is one of those heroes that we've just seen... Some teams love it and they'll pick it up nice and early. Like you'll see Cookies is one of those teams right now that love it for their player Pablo, and Always Want to Fly. He's also always been just one of those guys you can always just bring this hero up. He's been a mainstay in competitive since forever. It's kind of similar to it's almost like Invoker in that same kind of clout of the hero you think of in professional Dota, but Rivik has just never gone away. And it's because of the plays like that, because up against certain heroes, up against like the Gyrocopter as well as the Lina this game, he's going to have himself a really good time if he can, again, keep stealing this LSA or move into the Laguna Blade. I assume he won't get a Death Ward, but you never know. If you're quick enough before they do toggle on the Voodoo, maybe you can snag it up.
You have to be pretty damn quick for that, though.
It's true. You have to be like, it has to be just completely immediate.
You basically require an Aghanim Scepter or a Blink Dagger or both in order to do that. If you have the Aghanim Scepter and you steal the Death Ward, hell yes! That's the dream right there.
And they have... So now they have the Atos, they have the Helm, they have the... Is it done? Yeah, they do have the mech done too. Lads is being worked on here for Afterlife. It feels like it's finally time to start going after these tier 1s.
Blink Dagger as well being picked up by Ramses.
Oh, I like this.
There it is. Yeah, they've hit the sweet spot. It's a 15-minute sweet spot. They start over on Roshan. Now, Ramses hasn't used God's Strength just yet, and they're coming in complete force. The Radiant side have no idea about this at all. The line's being drawn by the Witch Doctor, sending him down the mid. This is a very quick and efficient Roshan, and without having to use God's Strength as well.
Yeah, I really like that. The fact that they're not using that is actually huge. You're still going to have this creep here stacking up the Ancient stack, so not only can you save the God's Strength going into a tower, it looks like they'll probably have to use it for a fight, but if you don't, you have it to fall right back onto the stacks, too. Oh, the Atos.
Yeah, throwing down the Gyro. They've given up and throw him down. He's going to get the cold down off. Well, with the cold embrace, he's going to be able to. The death from the Witch Doctor. The damage just isn't anywhere near enough. Oh, when you've got your Eclipse coming out from the OD. Oh, that hit hard. Maybe nice down for the count. Team Spirit have just wiped London Conspiracy in the mid lane.
Oh, Iceberg was just sitting there. And I was just thinking, oh, when he comes off this stun, this is going to be so much damage. I wasn't expecting that much damage. He essentially almost soloed the Witch Doctor. And it's just a free tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
In a free fight. Oh, that is unbelievable how much int he has currently stacked up here. He had 15 stolen when he threw that out. He still has 15 sitting on him right now.
Found hilarious just how ineffective the Death Ward was.
Oh yeah, he's just tickling.
When everyone gets affected by Team Spirit by the War Cry, which is level 4, it's like, okay, now we'll use Death Ward. Wait, physical damage. Rude. Push is coming now on the top lane. So it'll just be one tower, it'll be 2 towers.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Like, LC could potentially try and defend this, but Laguna's still on cooldown for the moment. Death Ward was still on cooldown, and their players weren't in position. The tower was too low, they weren't going to get there in time. And it's like they're trying to clean off the Ancient stack right now before anything more happens. With the Cold Embrace, the Lone Druid protected. It's not stopping Iceberg from getting this kill. He's far enough away as well from the Cold Embrace that always want to fly. Like, the OD wasn't dragged back over. Another Rod of Atos. Witch Doctor, 3 hits coming out from that OD. He's still got the Aegis, the Immortal up his sleeve. As he wasn't really caring if LC would attack him and kill him or not. But again, Team Spirit lose nothing. And that Ancient stack's already been worked down. If Team Spirit realized this, that Van's going to get enough money for his, not his full BKB, but pretty bloody close.
Yeah, they're almost certainly going to back out that direction. They should spot it out. They're going to know that's what they're up there doing. A couple of them even walked down, I believe, going to that engagement. So, thankfully, the Godstrike wasn't popped by Ramsey, so he didn't murder Always Want to Fly. But if they end up being rebuffed here, that Ancient Stag is such a huge bounty for them to take. Oh, look at Baby Knight!
Wow, that hurt. That hurts like hell. That's 40 stolen, 45 stolen intelligence just sitting on Iceberg. They're just going for the GG push. It's a double kill for Iceberg. God. One more attack, the Rod of Atos. He can't get close enough, however. Like, he just put a blink dagger, but oh man, we're 18 minutes. Like, in all 3 of our games tonight in Dota Pip, there's been a push pre-20 minutes into the high ground. This has been by far the most successful one. And they're waiting to initiate. They just want someone from LC to come out a little bit too far. And it's still 40 stolen intelligence sitting on Iceberg, and his Eclipse just came back off cooldown. So he moves forward, starts with a Rod of Atos, into that lone push. The Death Ward's going. No! You can see it! You can see it coming from a mile away! Get still! GG! GG!
I mean, that's over.
Oh my! Oh! Oh, I knew it was going to be painful. I didn't think it was going to be that painful.
There were a couple, like, man, that cold embrace just, there were a couple times people got cold embraced, and Iceberg's there, thank you. And he stole so much int, and then he just destroyed them. 2 kills was all they were able to muster. Like, they ran right through them. Team Spirit showing